today. Like, can you see the sharing? আপনারা কি এই শেয়ারিংটা দেখতেছেন? চ্যাপ্টার 2 প্রজেক্ট ইকোনমি। আপনি আমাকে শুনতেছেন? আপনাদেরকে কিন্তু কথা বলতে হবে, না হলে তো ক্লাস নিতে পারবো না। আমি ক্লাস কথা বলতে হবে। আপনারা কি আমাকে শুনতেছেন?
ভিতরে আপনার কথা শোনা যাচ্ছে।
ওকে, একটু নক করবেন, কিছুক্ষণ পর একটু নক করবেন, না হলে কিন্তু ওই আপনারা আছেন কিনা আমি বলতে পারবো না। ঠিক আছে? So today we talked about chapter 2, like project economy. Basically, we have different aspects that we already discussed in the previous chapter, like introduction to project management. And in that chapter, we talked about different aspects of projects and like project management, engineering project, and something like this. But today, we are also talking about another topic like chapter 2, project economy. So if you think about the project economy, what it is, like project economy, basically it refers to a modern economic system in which work is organized around projects rather than permanent jobs or routine operations. So here we are thinking about to what we can say like a modern economic system. This is like what a very updated system, and where work is basically organized around projects rather than permanent jobs or routine operations. So you know that when you organize any activities like around the project, and definitely this is like just like temporary
স্যার আমরা
project.
স্লাইড দেখতে পারতেছি না স্যার, জাস্ট এমনি ফাইলটা দেখতে পারতেছি স্যার ব্লারের মধ্যে।
আপনার স্লাইড দেখতে পাচ্ছেন না?
না স্যার, স্লাইড প্রিভিউ হয় না এখন,
জাস্ট
জাস্ট
একটু
ফুল। হ্যাঁ
একটু আপনারা একটু ওয়েট করবেন, তাহলে আমি হয়তো ইয়ে করতে পারবো। দাঁড়ান। উফ, এখন কি দেখতেছেন আপনারা?
জি স্যার, এখন দেখা যাচ্ছে।
Okay. So maybe there is a problem, right? So now we are in the correct correct mode. Okay. So now project we're talking about the project economy. So of course, like this is look like a modern economic system, and where basically work is organized around projects rather than permanent jobs or routine operations. And in this system, value is created. So the objective of project economy is to create some value, and this value is basically delivered through temporary or goal-oriented projects across industries. So what we can say, like, so project economy is look like one kind of what we can say modern economic system, and where work is organized around the projects, and this work basically organized as a temporary jobs rather than the what we can say like permanent jobs or routine operations. In the system, the main objective is to create value and deliver this value through temporary or goal oriented projects. So if you think about the project economy, so in simple terms, it's an economy where projects become the main way of creating products, services, innovation, and value. Okay. So here, when you talk about the project economy, so project economy is an economy where projects become the main way for creating products, services, innovation, value, and what we can say like and people work in project-based roles rather than only temporary, only permanent positions. So the main, here you see that this is the main way to create products, services, and innovate something and create some value. And accordingly, what or people work in a project-based roles rather than only permanent positions. That means that people basically work project-based roles. That means that their role is very much temporary, and once the project basically over, their task is also over. That's why this is called what people work is in project-based roles rather than only permanent positions. And project economy refers to the management of financial resources in a project throughout its life cycle. And also, this is very important. Like, what do you mean by the project economy? It basically refers to the management of financial resources in a project throughout its life cycle, that basically ensuring optimal use of budget, cost control, value creation, and financial sustainability. So I told you regarding the sustainability in the physical class, and also the objective of project economy is to ensure optimal use of budget, cost control, and you know that cost like economy. When you talk about the project economy, so cost control is an important matter, and also you see that when we talk about the project economy, it means that the creation of some values. And finally, we are talking about the financial sustainability. This is another important thing that we need to understand. Okay. Then then we're talking about the examples of project economy. There are some examples of project economy, and you know that of course each and every project economy has its own goal, and the objective is to create some values. Okay, so and innovate something new, and that basically facilitate the work of the project manager. And here we have some examples of project economy, and these examples are like construction of a bridge or a smart city. Then talked about the software development projects like apps or AI systems. Then renewable energy installations. Then talked about the research and development projects, and consulting and engineering design projects. So these are the examples of project economy. So under this process, under this projects, basically value is created, and like what we can say, and products are delivered in an effective way, so that it will help the managers to achieve some objectives like cost control, what we can say, and management of waste and everything. Okay, so if you talked about the project economy, then here we talked about the construction of a bridge. This example of project economy. Then software development projects. And I also told you that project economy means that you are basically enforced to do some temporary jobs. Okay, so when you are assigned to do some bridge or as a bridge, so when the bridge is completed, your assignment is over. Okay, when you are assigned to develop a software, and when this software will be developed, your job is also be over. Okay, so talk about the and like this, we talked about renewable energy installations and talked about the research and development projects. That means that suppose you have work ahead, so based on this, you are doing some research and also talked about the projects. Okay, so this is very, very important. And what we can say, like consulting and engineering design projects. So these are the different examples that we saw under the project economy. Then we talked about the features, like what are the characteristics of project economy. So if you think about the project economy, then we see the different characteristics of project economy. Then we see that first one is project-centered work. In the project economy, work is organized in temporary projects, and like there is no permanent or routine operations here. I told you earlier. And that's why work is organized in temporary projects. Teams form and dissolve after project completion. Here, team is formed and dissolved after project completion. Okay. So here we know that we are talking about the formation of teams, and we know that we for developing a particular project, the project manager must form a teams, and when the project is over, and immediately the project team will be dissolved. Okay. Then the next one, skill-based workforce. So in a project team, you know that people are hired based on skills, not permanent roles. Okay. So people from different skills, from different discipline come together and work together to achieve a particular objective. Like we are also talking about the freelancers, freelancers or uh, consultants are common. Okay. So when you talk about the project centered work, then here, project basically work is organized in temporary jobs, and teams form and dissolve after project completion. Then, if you talked about the second one, skill-based workforce, and here people are hired based on skills, not permanent roles. That means that in project team, people are from different skills and for their temporary roles and not for the permanent roles. Okay, so freelancers and consultants are the common example of this kind of things. Then digital transformation. In case of project economy, we talked about heavy use of digital tools and AI. Remote and hybrid collaboration is common. We're talking about the remote and hybrid collaboration in case of project economy. Cross-industry collaboration. Here you see that teams include experts from different fields, like uh, as you know that cross-industry collaboration. So you see that teams include experts from different fields, and we talked about people from HR, people from finance, people from accounting, people from sales, people from marketing, people from engineering side, people from what we can say investor side, people from legal sides, all are work together. Okay, so it basically consists of, so you see that when different people interact, so this is called cross industry collaboration. And here engineering, IT, business and design work together. So engineering department, IT department, business and design department also work together. And project economy basically talked about outcome oriented system. So it focus on results and deliverables, not routine tasks. This is another important thing. We're talking about the results and deliverables, not routine tasks. This is outcome oriented system. So this focus on results and deliverables, not routine tasks. And now we are talking about how project economy works. So you see that project is identified. First one is a project is identified. So first one, a project economy start with the identification of a problem or opportunities based on a particular project. So you know that when you start a project, definitely it basically encountered with different problems and it will face different challenges, and you will see some limitations of this project, and you have to identify this kind of things and as well as try to dissolve these things. And also you see that every project has its own opportunities. Okay, so you have to maximize these opportunities or try to maximize utilize of your opportunities. So a project is identified first of all, so it's based on problems or opportunities created by it. And then a team is formed. So after that identification of problem or opportunities, in case of project, a team is basically formed based on the required skills. So you know that a project basically involves with multidisciplinary tasks. So that's why you have to form a team, and that basically required different skills. Okay, then work is planned and executed. So here in a project economy, another important task is the work. So what task need to be performed accordingly, you have to plan. Okay, and accordingly based on the planning, you have to execute. I told you that's not a problem, but execution is a problem. Then ultimately, when you executed the work, so the outcome is the output. Okay, so the output is delivered to the interested parties or groups. And finally, what we can see, once the output is delivered to desired parties or desired individuals, that the team of project that you formed, that was basically dissolved or disbands, or what we can say like and you just need to move to a new project. That means that once you achieve it, then you can move to the next project. So this is the way. This is the way how project economy basically works. So it starts with the problem identification or the opportunities it created. Then, based on the problem or opportunities, you have to form a team based on the required skills. Then talked about the work planned and work is planned and executed. You have to plan the work of a project. Then accordingly you have to make a plan. Then accordingly you have to execute. Output. Then when you execute, the final is the outcome or output. Now you have to deliver to the desired parties or interested groups. Then you talked about the team disbands or moves to the new projects. So after that, is there any question? এখানে পর্যন্ত কোনো কোয়েশ্চেন আছে কিনা আপনাদের? বুঝতে পারছে আমার কথাগুলো? আপনারা বুঝতেছেন? আমরা খুব সহজ করে বলতেছি। So if you have any question, you can ask. Then we are talking about the importance of project economy. So if you just analyze the importance of project economy, then you can highlight the following points, like ensures optimal use of resources. How? Project economy helps allocate financial, human, and material resources, avoiding waste and duplication. This ensures maximum output from minimum input. So, okay, so what we can say from the project economy, it ensures optimal use of resources. How? It helps to allocate financial, human, and material resources efficiently. That basically helps you to avoid some kind of waste or imitation or duplication, and that basically ensures maximum output from minimum input. This is the first advantage or importance of project economy. Then talked about the second one, improves cost control. It enables continuous monitoring of expense against the planned budget. I told you that there is a monitoring process to control the cost, and if you continuously do it, and you can just monitor your expenses against the planned budget. This helps identify cost overruns. If you make any cost, like if you incur more cost, okay, and earlier, then you can easily identify if you have the project economy, and also you can take some corrective actions before they escalate. Okay, so this is a very important thing, and it means that project economy helps you to improve cost control. Then I'm talking about the another important thing, like enhances decision making. Good economic planning provides managers with clear financial data, allowing better decisions regarding design changes, procurement, scheduling, and risk handling. Okay, also you know that when we talked about the project economy, and that basically allows you to have a very good economic planning with the clear financial data, and also allowing better decision regarding the design changes, procurement, scheduling, and risk handling. This is very important. You know that scheduling means that every project must have some schedule, when you need to do which type of activities and how long it will take to complete the whole project. And there is a way, if there is any risk, how to handle. Okay, all the things basically are included in the project economy, and that will enhance the decision making process. Then increases project success rate. Projects that are financially well managed are more likely to be completed on time and within budget, which are key criteria in project management. If there is a project economy, than projects that are financially well managed. So projects, in case of project economy, what we can say, projects are financially well managed, that are likely to be completed on time and within budget, which are key criteria in project management. Then supports risk management. Project economy helps anticipate financial risk such as inflation, currency fluctuations, or unexpected cost increases, enabling proper contingency planning. Okay, so um, uh, if you properly educate regarding the project economy, and that will helps you to anticipate financial risk. So what are those risks? Like we're talking about the inflation risk, currency fluctuations, that means that exchange rate risk, or like some unexpected cost increases, and that basically helps the project management to make a proper contingency plan. That means that if contingency arises, if emergency arises, this project economy helps the managers to make a proper plan to handle this kind of financial risk. Ensures value for money. It ensures that project delivers maximum value relative to the investment made, which is especially important in the public sector and development projects. Then we talked about like a strength, accountability, and transparency. Clear budgeting and cost tracking improve accountability among stakeholders, and reduce the risk of financial mismanagement or corruption. So, as we know that clear budgeting and cost tracking improve accountability among stakeholders and reduce the risk of financial mismanagement or corruption. Another important thing is that facilitates stakeholder confidence. Investors, clients, and funding agencies are more confident in projects that demonstrate strong financial planning and control that basically ensure through project economy. So, project economy facilitates stakeholder confidence. How investors, clients, and funding agencies are more confident in projects that demonstrate strong financial planning and control. Improves long-term sustainability. Effective project economy ensures that projects are not only completed successfully, but also remain financially sustainable during operation and maintenance phases. So if you analyze this kind of things, so this is the importance or significance of project economy, like as it ensures optimal use of resources, and like what you can say, improve cost control, enhances decision making. Then talked about the increases project success rate, then talked about the support risk management, and ensures value for money. Accountability and transparency facilitates stakeholder confidence. Last of all, improves long-term sustainability. Now we are trying to discuss like one important thing, like project economy versus traditional economy. So we can differentiate under different heads like work style, structure, focus, skills, or collaboration. In case of traditional economy, work style is like permanent jobs. But in case of project economy, it is look like temporary jobs. I told you earlier. So traditional economy, like permanent jobs in terms of work style. Then project economy, this is look like temporary jobs in terms of work style. In terms of structural aspects, traditional economies look like hierarchical. That means that you have to follow a protocol. But in case of project economy, and there is a flexible teams. As you know that people from different disciplines, so there is no formal way, like the teams are very much flexible, or you can change anywhere. Then we're talking about the focus. In case of traditional economy, the focus is on task or operations. And in case of project economy, the focus is on outcomes or results. So in case of traditional economy, the skills look like fixed roles. And in case of project economy, the skills look like dynamic skills. From different disciplines. That's why you're talking about the dynamic skills. Then we are talking about the collaboration. Like collaboration means what we can say, like traditional economy, we talked about the internal collaboration, and in case of project economy, this is like global or cross-functional collaboration. Global collaboration, you can see in case of project economy, or cross-cultural functional collaboration in case of project economy. But in case of traditional economy, only there is an internal collaboration among the members within the organization. Then we're talking about the topic like role of project manager in a project economy. So what are the roles of project manager in project economy? The role is like budget planning. The project manager prepares the project budget by estimating cost for labor, materials, equipment, and other resources. This ensures financial feasibility before execution begins. What you can say, the project manager prepares the project budget by estimating cost for labor, materials, equipment, and other resources. This ensures financial feasibility before execution begins. Then talked about the cost control. They continuously monitor actual spending against the budget, a planned budget, to avoid cost overruns and ensure efficient use of funds. So what we can say, like cost control, they continuously monitor actual spending against the planned budget to avoid cost overruns and ensure efficient use of funds. Another important role of financial project manager in a project economy is the resource allocation. A project manager decides how financial and physical resources are distributed across different project activities to maximize efficiency and minimize cost. This is another important thing. Like what we can say, a project manager decides how financial and physical resources are distributed across different project activities to maximize efficiency and minimize waste. Then talked about the role like economic decision making. They project manager make key economic decisions such as selecting suppliers based on cost effectiveness, approving design changes based on budget impacts, uh, prioritizing activities according to financial constraints. So these are the roles played by the project manager in terms of economic decision making. Then risk and uncertainty management. Project managers identify financial risk. I told you just a few minutes ago, like inflation, delays, price fluctuations, and develop contingency plan, like emergency plan, to reduce economic losses. So they can easily handle the financial risk in terms of inflation, in terms of delay, or in terms of price fluctuations, and accordingly they develop contingency plan to reduce economic losses. So you have any question up to that?
এগুলো থেকে কোয়েশ্চেন কিরকম আসতে পারে? মানে কয়েকটা স্যাম্পল কোয়েশ্চেন বললে স্লাইডের পাশাপাশি, তাহলে আমাদের জন্য বুঝতে সুবিধা হইতেছে।
যেমন আমি বলতে পারি হোয়াট ইজ দ্য ডিফারেন্স বিটুইন প্রজেক্ট ইকোনমি এন্ড ট্রেডিশনাল ইকোনমি, ঠিক আছে? এরপরে প্রশ্ন হতে পারে হোয়াট ইজ দ্য হোয়াই প্রজেক্ট ইকোনমি ইজ ইম্পর্টেন্ট, প্রশ্ন আসতে পারে। এরপরে আমি যদি বলি যে হাউ প্রজেক্ট ইকোনমি ওয়ার্কস, এটা কিভাবে কাজ করে, ঠিক আছে? এরপরে আপনাকে জিজ্ঞেস করা হতে পারে যে মানে আপনার হোয়াট আর দ্য কি ফিচার্স অফ এ প্রজেক্ট ইকোনমি, প্রজেক্ট ইকোনমির ফিচার গুলো কি অথবা ক্যারেক্টার গুলো কি কি, ঠিক আছে? এরপর হোয়াট ডু ইউ মিন বাই প্রজেক্ট ইকোনমি, এই ধরনের প্রশ্ন আসতে পারে। ক্লিয়ার?
থ্যাংক ইউ।
ওকে, আমার মনে হয় আজকে এই পর্যন্ত থাকলো, আমরা বেশি অনলাইনে ক্লাস নিতে পারতেছি না, ঠিক আছে? আরেকটা বিষয় হচ্ছে কি, আচ্ছা আপনাদের তো কালকে ক্লাস আছে না?
জি স্যার।
কালকে আপনাদের ক্লাস কি ফিজিক্যালি হবে?
স্যার এটা মেবি অনলাইনে নিলে ভালো হতো মনে হয়।
তারা অনলাইনে নিলে ভালো, তারা বাড়ি থেকে আসতে আসতে ওদের জন্য একটু প্রবলেম, ওদের অনেক বাড়িতে আসতে
আচ্ছা,
ভালো হচ্ছে।
আমি যেটা বলতেছিলাম সেটা হচ্ছে কি, কালকে ক্লাসটাও আমি অনলাইনে নিব, এবং সে ক্লাসটা অনলাইন নিব যে সম্ভবত রবিবার অথবা সোমবার, কালকে নিতে পারবো না, ঠিক আছে? কালকে যদি যেহেতু সকালবেলা যদি আমরা ক্লাসটা নিতে না পারি, আমরা ইয়াতে নিব, আমরা এই রবিবার রাতে অথবা সোমবার রাতে আপনাদেরকে আমি আপনাদেরকে লিঙ্ক দিব, ঠিক আছে? কথা কি বলছে বুঝছেন?
জি স্যার
ভেরিফাই করতে হবে।
তাহলে কালকে আমাদের ক্লাসটা হচ্ছে না, আমাদের ক্লাসটা হবে অনলাইনে। আমি